Beginning in June 2023, certain Afghan nationals paroled into the United States from July 31, 2021 until June 8, 2023 can apply for a new period of parole or re-parole under a new streamlined process online or via paper application. They can also request an employment authorization document at the same time. There is no fee to request re-parole or an employment authorization document under this streamlined application process. This streamlined, fee-exempt application process is available June 8, 2023 through July 31, 2024 to Afghan nationals paroled under OAR or PAR classes of admission. To apply for re-parole, you will need to submit Form I-131 application for travel document. You can submit this form on paper or online. We encourage you to submit this form online because you will have access to more tools and services than if you submit a paper form. To submit Form I-131 online, you will need to create a free USCIS online account if you don't already have one. If you're filing Form I-131 online through an existing USCIS online account, you will need to sign into your account. And here, you will choose File a Form Online. Next, you'll choose Form I-131 from the drop-down list of forms. Please read and consider all the information on this page before you continue to file your form. If you are exempt from the Form I-131 fee, such as Afghan parolees applying for re-parole, you may file online. After you start your form, if you need to stop before you're ready to submit it, we will save your draft unsubmitted form for 30 days from the last time you worked on it. You can sign back into your account when you're ready to continue working on your form. Here is the beginning of your form, called the Form Overview page. Please read this page carefully before you continue to file your form. This is what the online form looks like. It has this left rail section that lists all the sections you will need to complete. You can move through each section by choosing this blue Next button at the bottom of each page. In this first section, called Basis of Eligibility, we need to know about your eligibility to complete the form. If you are an Afghan applying for re-parole and an employment authorization document, and you are using the streamlined, fee-exempt online process, you must select the option that indicates you are outside the United States and applying for the advanced parole document. It is important that you indicate you are outside the United States, even though you are currently in the United States as a parolee. This ensures you do not have to pay a fee for your application for re-parole. For this next question, are you requesting expedited processing? Applicants should choose yes or no depending on their individual circumstances. If the applicant selects yes to this question, then an additional explanation with the reason or reasons for the expedite request will be required. Please know that requesting an expedite is not required under this streamlined re-parole application process. USCIS is generally expediting the adjudication of all forms I-131 filed by Afghan parolees requesting re-parole by prioritizing work based on the parole expiration date. As a result, expedite requests due to an upcoming parole expiration date generally will not be accepted without additional justification, demonstrating significant reasons to expedite your request. At the bottom of the page, you will need to answer yes to "Are you applying for re-parole?" By selecting yes, you are requesting re-parole if you were paroled into the United States and need to remain in the United States longer than your initial authorized parole period. When you get to the Other Information section of the form, where we ask you for your gender, A number, and social security number if you have one, we will ask you to tell us your class of admission. You should choose OAR, Operation Allied Refuge Parole, or PAR parolee from the drop-down menu. Your class of admission can be found on your Form I-94 Arrival Departure Record provided by U.S. Customs and Border Protection. On this page, you can tell us if you're requesting a fee-exempt employment authorization document upon approval of your new Operation Allies Welcome period of parole by choosing yes here. Click yes even if you are not initially paroled under Operation Allies Welcome and have an OAR or PAR class of admission. Continue completing the form by choosing next to move on to the next page. When you reach the evidence portion of your form, you will begin by adding at least one government-issued identity document that shows your photo, name, and date of birth, such as an employment authorization document, driver's license, passport, or tazkira. Please be sure to carefully read all the filing requirements listed on the page before you upload your evidence, including the requirements to submit English translations if you submit any documents that are not in English. Pay special attention to the requirements for accepted file formats, file name and characters, and be sure your file is not encrypted or password protected. Here you can see that my employment authorization document was successfully uploaded. Here you can see what happens when you try to upload a file with a prohibited character in the file name. You can see here that the system will not upload this piece of evidence because of the @ symbol in the middle of the name. The @ symbol is a prohibited character. Again, please follow all of the file requirements outlined here to upload files. Move on to each page of evidence by clicking Next. Be sure to carefully read the requirements outlined on each page. When you reach the Review and Submit portion of your application, you will notice that your form filing fee is $0. As a reminder, the new Re-Parole application process for certain eligible Afghan nationals who are self-filing is a fee-exempted, streamlined process. The online application automatically applies the fee exemption. If you reach this page and your form filing fee is not $0, please check your application to ensure you followed the process shown in this video. In this section of your form, the system could issue an alert based on the information you provided in your application. If you have a red alert, you will not be able to submit your form until you provide the information we are asking for on the form. In this case, you will choose Edit My Responses. Then you can go back to that section of the form and provide the missing information. When you are finished, you will go back to the Review and Submit section of your online form. If you see a green alert, this means the system did not find alerts or warnings in your application, and you can continue to submit your form. Next, you will review your form by scrolling through the page and viewing a draft snapshot or draft of your application. You can also print your draft form. When you are sure the information you are about to submit is correct, you will choose Next. You will then be able to see and print your submitted form in your online account after you submit it to USCIS. On this page, you will attest that the information you provided is true and correct by clicking in this box here. Then you will type your name in the box. Your typed name is your signature on your form. Then you will choose to submit Form I-131. Once you submit your case, you'll choose Go to My Cases, and the system will take you to your case card for your submitted case. This is how you can check the status of your case. This section contains information you can access through your online account anytime you log in. Here is the date you submitted your application, and here is your receipt number. This section has 3 tabs: Case Status, Case History, and the Documents tab. The Documents tab will show all of the notices that we post to your account. Here you can see we've posted the receipt notice. And here are all the documents that you uploaded as evidence for your case. You can also access or review your uploaded evidence anytime by clicking on the links here. Again, applicants can view notices from USCIS. Here is where we will post the notices for you. We encourage filers to make sure they review the instructions and submit all necessary evidence when they file their form. Now I will show you how to change your address in your USCIS online account. At the top of the page, under My Account, you'll choose Profile. Here you will use the drop-down to choose the receipt number for the case that you will be changing your address for. Next, you'll scroll down to your contact information and choose Edit. Here you can change your phone number, your mailing address, and your physical address. And then you'll choose Save Changes. Here you can see the system is updating your contact information. And here is the confirmation that you have successfully changed your information. Remember, it is important that USCIS has your correct current address so that we can mail your new employment authorization document if approved. Thank you for watching this video. For more information about applying for Re-Parole under this streamlined application process, visit the Information for Afghan Nationals page at uscis.gov/allies welcome.